It's now 4:30 on WKYT this morning. Federal investigators will be at the scene of a deadly plane crash in Perry County. They'll be trying to find out exactly what happened, and a full report is coming up next. The accused ringleader of an international bourbon heist ring in Kentucky is set to face a judge today. And also this morning, with Memorial Day weekend coming up, the Corps of Engineers is warning some activities can be deadly. That story and more coming up on WKYT this morning.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Hello there, good morning and welcome. It's good to have you with us on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant. Rebecca's off today. We have a weekend on the way in which many of you will have Monday off as well, so that's exciting. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris in our First Alert Weather Center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, we're looking outside and I'm just not seeing anything go on. And let me tell you this, it is chilly outside. We're looking at low to mid 40s at this moment. No rain in the forecast. And that goes for all weekend long. I've got some good news in your 7-day coming up at Live Sky Camera. There is your shot clearing of the skies, low to mid 40s. It's a chilly start today. We may even finish off in upper 30s for some locations. Today's forecast 72. It gets much better very rapidly as we get into the afternoon. This isn't even the warmest day. We get much, much warmer going throughout the weekend. And also, like I said, I've got good news for you in your 7-day coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we like the trend. We thank you. And let's get to the news. We're tracking the investigation this morning into a deadly plane crash in Perry County. The crash happened at 7 last night, not far from the Breathitt County line. And new this morning, we're learning some new details about the crash. Tanner Hesterberg from our sister station WYMT has the details.
Police and firefighters from several agencies are gathering as much information as they can about this deadly crash, and also taking precautions to make sure fuel spilled from the plane does not catch fire. Silas Miller lives nearby and rushed to the wreckage when he heard the plane go down.
Yes, I mean, it's spread out over probably 30 yards, just seats and metal.
Pieces of the aircraft are visible in trees and on the ground, but investigators are not sure if clipping a branch is what caused the plane to crash.
Right now we are waiting for NTSB and FAA to show up for the scene, and Kentucky State Police are going to secure the scene this evening. We do have one confirmed death at this time, but we are withholding any information and we'll release it as followed.
These three boys say they were playing outside when they saw the plane streak through the sky with smoke behind it.
It was a white plane with a black stripe down it. And I was just down there shooting ball, and Ace was shooting ball too. And it came through there and zigzagged, then it spinned in circles and hit that bank.
FAA investigators are expected to arrive here Friday morning. In Perry County, Tanner Hesterberg, WKYT.
Tanner, thank you. State police say they have not identified the victim nor the plane because of how extensive the damage is. Investigators from the FAA and the NTSB are set to arrive there today. A Pulaski County man who admitted killing his girlfriend will spend 25 years in prison. A judge sentenced Johnny Hendricks for murder and evidence tampering Thursday. Hendricks beat Monica Wells to death last year. Police say he then left her body in a sinkhole. Police say Wells's 8-year-old son saw some of it. Wells's mother said Hendricks deserved a longer sentence.
He has no sense, no morals. They're the sorriest bunch of people ever was.
Prosecutors say if the case had gone to trial and Hendricks was convicted, the most he would have received was a life sentence with a chance of parole after 20 years. New this morning, the family of a Kentucky man found dead inside a burning car is offering a reward in that case. Investigators believe that 43-year-old Dwayne Hale's death last month was a murder. He lived in Louisville. The car was found on a remote stretch of Highway 393 in neighboring Oldham County. Police have not made any arrests. Hale's family has announced that they are offering a $10,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest. A Lincoln County teen who pleaded guilty to killing her grandparents is set to be sentenced for that today. Police say 18-year-old Allison Wilson killed her grandparents back in November of 2013 and then set their home on fire. Back in April, she said she was guilty but mentally ill. Prosecutors have recommended a 25-year sentence for each charge. The accused ringleader of a Central Kentucky bourbon theft ring is set to be arraigned today. Gilbert Kurtzinger is believed to have stolen bourbon years ago. Police say they found bourbon barrels at his home earlier this year. They say more than $100,000 worth of bourbon was stolen from the Wild Turkey and Buffalo Trace distilleries. 9 people are charged in the case and 2 have already pleaded guilty. Police have surveillance video and they're hoping that will help them find a man who they say robbed a Franklin County store. This is a picture of the man who Franklin County Sheriff's deputies say grabbed money out of an open cash register. Deputies have also given him an unusual name. They call him the Sock Bandit. Detectives say they have a good idea of who the Sock Bandit is. They say it will be a lot easier if he'll just turn himself in.
You've been ID'd, come in, turn yourself in, and man up to what you've done wrong.
Detective Webb says if the robber is the man they believe he is, he has a lengthy criminal record. The Kentucky Education Commissioner warning Fayette County schools could face state actions if low-achieving schools don't improve. Our news partners at the Herald Leader are reporting that Terry Holliday sent that warning letter last week. Holliday cites significant achievement gaps in reading and math between minority, disabled, low-income, and other students. He mentioned a recent state diagnostic review that cited a lack of district support for Bryan Station High School, which the state designates as persistently low achieving. Members of a Madison County church are hoping that a fundraiser will help them pay to repair damage caused by flooding. Parts of Red House United Methodist Church flooded out during those heavy rains of last month. Church members say the furnace and the air conditioning unit were destroyed and carpet and plumbing will need to be replaced. They say it will cost $14,000 in all to repair the damage.
So we've had a lot of expensive items we've had to deal with.
The church does not qualify for any FEMA low-interest loans, so church members are having a yard sale to raise money, and that is scheduled at the church today and tomorrow from 8 until 2 each day. Volunteers have also offered to help with the repairs. High water caused by heavy rain last month is also still causing problems at Cave Run Lake in eastern Kentucky. Water levels at the lake are still 15 feet higher than normal. 10 of the lake's 12 boat ramps are still underwater. Some campgrounds and recreation areas around the lake are also underwater. Despite the high water, though, visitors we talked with say there are still plenty of things to do at Cave Run Lake.
They're still able to get out in the water. It would be a little bit crowded, but they're still able to enjoy themselves and still gather. There's a lot of places to picnic and everything.
Daniel Boone National Forest officials say once the water recedes from those flooded areas, it is still going to take them weeks to repair all of the damage that the flooding has caused. Just have to make the best of it there. Well, with Memorial Day weekend starting tomorrow, many Kentuckians will be heading out to the state's 44 lakes and reservoirs, but park rangers say one popular lakeside activity can be deadly. Rangers and the Army Corps of Engineers have released a PSA campaign warning vacationers about the dangers of cliff jumping. They say even short jumps can still be dangerous.
Hitting water wrong is like jumping off a roof and landing on concrete.
Since 2006, Rough River Lake has had 3 deaths overall. Every year, the Kentucky Lakes and River Division reports at least 1 death due to cliff jumping. Well, people on the north side of Lexington have seen plenty of construction in recent years. First, crews widened Leestown Road, and now a new shopping center could be in the works. It would be built on Leestown, not far from Masterson Station. WKYT's Garrett Weimer spoke to would-be neighbors about that project.
A lot is changing on Leestown Road. All the road work, including the extension of Citation Boulevard, could bring with it even more development to the northwest end of Lexington. Recently amended plans for Citation Village Shopping Center, filed with Lexington's Division of Planning, show a plan for a gas station, bank, restaurants, and shops, including a large grocery store on this empty plot at the under construction corner of Leestown and Citation. Scott Davidson, the vice president of Langley Properties, which owns this development, tells me he hopes it will be a community amenity for the folks who live nearby. Many neighbors say they look forward to the convenience the shopping center could bring.
You know, I think development's fine. I think we need something a little bit closer to us. A lot of times that we're going out of town rather than in town, it would be nice to have something like that close.
Some, like Ward, say they're concerned about traffic, but they hope that'll be better once the work on Leestown is finished.
As long as they do the traffic lights, have the flow of traffic moving at a steady pace to where, traffic doesn't back up and people don't get angry about that.
In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
And Scott Davidson with Langley Properties says they're currently speaking to several different retailers about the large anchor store in the shopping center. Says it is too early in the process to say which ones they may be. So we'll see as it goes along there and the planning continues. 4:40 is the time. WKYT this morning on your Friday. We're just getting started. You never know when a new job opportunity might be on the horizon. Moms Every Day has some resume tips coming up.
Really chilly outside. We're in the low to mid 40s, but I promise you this, a warming trend is on its way. And are we going to stay dry for Memorial Day weekend? I'll show you all that coming up next.